I'm not waiting for the next empty shelf to remind me what I already know. Preparation beats panic. Here in Texas, I build my ammo plan on both performance and principle. The Second Amendment is not a hobby. It's a responsibility affirmed in District of Columbia v. Heller, 2008, and strengthened by Nemes State Rifle and Pistol. Assen v. Bruin 2022. We all watched the 2020-2021 shortage turn routine training into a scavenger hunt while prices spiked. This time, I'm setting a clear, data-driven standard, caliber by caliber, guided by safety specs from SAAMI headquarters, Newtown, Connecticut, and real-world duty performance from the FBI HQ, Washington, D.C. My goal is simple: maintain reliable stocks for home defense, hunting, and weekly practice without overpaying when supply chains wobble. I'll break down mechanisms, barrel and gas system choices, twist rates, and load selection. Then translate that into a monthly buying plan. So when uncertainty hits on any given day in 2025, my household stays trained, lawful, and ready. Why I'm stockpiling now: market whiplash and supply chain reality. I still remember walking into my local shop in 2020-2021 and seeing the shelves bare. That wasn't a fluke. It was the predictable result of demand spikes, a primer bottleneck, and factories prioritizing high-volume SKUs. When a major player changes hands or retools lines, capacity doesn't bounce back overnight. Add transport delays and component shortages, and you get the same story. More shooters chasing fewer rounds while prices jump. The lesson I carried forward into 2025 is simple: preparation during calm beats panic during chaos. So I plan like a Texan rancher plans hay for winter: early, steady, and documented. I break my needs into 3 lanes: home defense, training, and hunting. Then set monthly minimums for each caliber instead of waiting for deals. I track lot numbers, note zeros, and rotate FIFO. So my practice ammo cycles first. I also separate duty loads from range fodder and confirm point of impact with my actual rifle or handgun before sealing away bulk stock. Because when shelves empty again, the only ammo that matters is the ammo already under my roof. 2 more rules keep me honest. First, I never let one caliber cannibalize the whole budget. Diversification keeps me shooting if a single caliber dries up. Second, I buy with purpose. That means buckshot for the hallway, .22 LR for volume reps, 9.19mm for daily carry, 5.56 or .223 for the carbine, and .308 or 7. 62 for long. Windy fence lines, I'm not buying hype, I'm buying capability. 12 gauge. The beating heart of home defense. A single practical lesson for new homeowners in Texas lands hard. A well-configured 12 gauge solves many close quarters problems. Keep barrels around 18.5-20 inches for maneuverability, and favor cylinder or improved cylinder chokes to avoid overconstriction with buckshot. Pattern at real indoor distances rather than square range fantasies. Patterns vary by load and at room length. Spread is tighter than most expect. For defensive use, 0-0 buck in 2 3 to 4 inch shells, often 9 pellets, with listed velocities in the low to mid 100 FPS range balances effectiveness and controllability. A clear pattern card at 5-15 yards removes guesswork. For training and utility, bulk birdshot enables high-rep manipulations, mounting, and recoil control without burning costly buck. Keep a small reserve of slugs for intermediate barriers or exterior structures, and verify POA/POI separately. Platform is secondary to reliability and user familiarity. A rugged pump handles varied loads and simple upkeep. A quality semi-auto softens recoil and speeds follow-ups. Prove function with the actual defensive load. Document the results and maintain a settings log. Build stocks in layers. Buckshot for the ready safe, birdshot for reps, and a modest slug reserve. The 12 gauge earns its footprint by being versatile, decisive, and tradable when supplies tighten. 22 LR, the training engine and quiet workhorse. When prices spike, the caliber that keeps my skills sharp is .22. Long rifle, it's light, quiet, and cheap enough that I can bank real trigger time without second-guessing every press. On a semi-auto like the Ruger 10-20 seconds with a 10-round rotary magazine, a typical 18.5-inch barrel, and a 1/16 twist, cycling is reliable and accuracy is honest. I can drill stance, sight picture, and transitions for hundreds of rounds and still have budget left for centerfire confirmations. Load selection matters. High velocity .22 LR runs most semi-autos more consistently, while standard velocity or subsonic can pair nicely with longer barrels for precision-minded training. I map each load at 25 and 50 yards, then translate those dope notes to my centerfire optics. The goal isn't to pretend .22 LR is a fight stopper. The goal is to hardwire fundamentals so my 9mm pistol and 5.56 carbine work feels automatic. For the pantry, I stock .22 LR in volume because it pulls double duty, low-cost training and small game utility, but I still treat it seriously, kept in sealed ammo cans with desiccant, labeled by lot, and rotated like any other caliber. I also keep one dedicated zero card for my training rig, because even small velocity shifts can nudge point of impact. Bottom line, when centerfire gets scarce or expensive, the .22 LR is how I keep the edge without dulling the wallet. 9.19mm, my everyday backbone and crisis currency. When shelves thin out, 9.19mm remains the pragmatic anchor for handgun readiness. Modern duty loads meet the FBI penetration window, deliver higher capacity in compact frames, and keep recoil manageable so practical accuracy holds under time pressure. A mid-size benchmark illustrates the point. A Glock 19 with a 4.02-inch barrel and 15-round magazines. Reliable with vetted JHP and predictable with bulk FMJ. Budget and skill scale through a two-stream approach. One stream is a consistent training FMJ, preferably matching bullet weight to preserve recoil familiarity. The other is a proven defensive JHP that expands from the actual barrel length. A sensible cadence burns at least one magazine of carry ammo each quarter to validate cycling and ejection, plus P stays in reserve only after controllability and reliability are confirmed one-handed. Nothing moves to storage untested. Climate and logistics finish the picture. Sealed ammo cans with desiccant and a simple rotation card protect cartridges from Texas heat and dust. Rounds are labeled by lot number to preserve point-of-impact continuity when replenishing. In a shortage, 9mm often functions as informal currency thanks to ubiquity across platforms and sustained demand from new and seasoned shooters alike. The value here isn't trend chasing, it's repeatable training and dependable carry performance when options are limited. Build depth during calm months, document results, confirm zero at realistic distances, and maintain a clean maintenance log. When supply jitters return, the setups that keep running are the ones standardized, verified, and stocked before the panic begins. Document function tests thoroughly. 5.56 NATO or .223 REM. The AR-15 nerve system carbine work across fences and hallways favors 5.56 NATO or .223 REM with attention to chamber, pressure, and barrel dynamics. A true 5.56 chamber carries a longer lead throat and is designed for higher MAP than .223 REM. Practical rule. Firing 5.56 in a tight .223 chamber can spike pressure. Firing .223 in a 5.56 chamber is acceptable. Clear markings and a log prevent guesswork. Barrel and gas length shape behavior. On a 16-inch barrel, mid-length gas typically runs softer and less gassy than carbine length. An advantage during long-range days in Texas heat. Reliability is engineered, not assumed, with a staked gas key, verified extractor tension, and documented buffer spring combinations that deliver consistent lockback with the chosen load. Twist rate is matched to mission rather than myth. 1.7 stabilizes heavier bullets, 1.8 offers broad versatility, and 1.9 excels with lighter pills. Load strategy favors familiar standards. M193/55 grain brings speed, and from longer barrels. Fragmentation behavior that rewards accuracy and disciplined distance. M855/62 grain with a steel penetrator. Handles light barriers better, and bucks wind a touch more along open fence lines. Zero with the duty lot. Then confirm holds to 300 yards on steel so trajectory becomes lived experience, not just book numbers. Logistics keep the carbine honest. Bulk FMJ supports classes and high-rep drills. Each can be labeled by lot and stored in sealed containers. A smaller reserve of vetted defensive loads stays staged for the house rifle. A training diary tracks round count between bolt carrier group cleanings when shortages return. 5.56/.223 disappear quickly thanks to widespread AR-15 ownership, and the advantage goes to shooters who stocked steadily and verified their setups long before the panic. 308 Win or 7. 51 NATO, the long fence hammer. When wind rises and distances lengthen, 308 Winchester and 7. 62/51 NATO takeover. They are related, not identical, with typical SAAMI specs allowing higher MAP for .308 Win, while many 7.62 NATO chambers are cut a touch more generously. Practical takeaway. Run hotpoint 308 loads cautiously in rifles marked strictly for 7.62. Document each rifle's chamber on a visible data card, and confirm function before buying in bulk. Caution isn't fear, it's repeatability. Platform follows mission. A trim bolt action with an 18-22-inch barrel rides easily in a truck and prints tidy groups with soft point or match bullets during harvest season. An AR-10 pattern rifle pays dividends when quicker follow-ups around a ranch are required, provided the gas system is tuned to the stocked load. Zero setting should be pragmatic, often 100 or 200 yards, with confirmation at 300-500 yards when mirage is readable and the pasture is clear. Inventory splits into 2 lanes. One lane is a training ball load that approximates recoil and trajectory of the primary lot. The other is task-specific, match for steel and precision work, controlled expansion for game. Each lot earns a chronograph note alongside temperature, barrel length, and any observed POI shift, so scope holds are built from data, not guesswork, because 308/7.62 carries momentum through wood, thin sheet metal, and brick. Backstops and shot angles around structures must be deliberate. Pacing matters. Depth is built slowly, a case at a time during calm months, then sealed in labeled cans with desiccant and a FIFO rotation tag. In tight markets, 308/7.62 serves as both reach and trade. Serious capability with durable barter value when others scramble for leftovers. Storage and longevity, heat, humidity, packaging, and life cycle. You probably can't handle the heat in Texas if you are from another state, especially blue states. So my ammo lives by SAAMI common sense. Cool. Dry, stable. I store in gasketed ammo cans with fresh desiccant. Label each can with caliber, lot, and date, and park them in a climate-tamed room, not the attic or a truck box that cycles from frying pan to ice bath. I avoid volatile solvents near primers and seal cartons in heavy poly if a flood season threatens. Every 6 months, I spot check for tarnish or corrosion at the case mouth and primer annulus, then rotate FIFO so practice lots age out first. For safety planning, I separate bulk stock from the ready rack and keep ignition sources away. Loose rounds in a house fire don't build chamber pressure like a firearm discharge, but I still think like a firefighter. Distance, barriers, and clear egress. Reliability is the point of stockpiling. Storage that protects powder stability and primer sensitivity is how the reliability survives the years. Budget, sources, law, and barter value. A calm season shopping plan. Ammo is my treasure. I buy it like a ritual so I can reunite with my kitchen gun and get back to what I love. I split the budget across my 5 anchors, 12 gauge, .22 LR, 9mm, 5. 56 or .223, .308 or 7.62, so no single shortage freezes my training. I price from reputable retailers, keep invoices, and note lot numbers for zero continuity before any online order or private transfer. I review state and local laws and shipping rules. Paperwork today avoids headaches tomorrow. When shelves go bare, some calibers become informal currency. I don't hoard to scalp, I stock to train and protect. But I acknowledge reality. Common calibers with sealed storage and documented lots hold barter value in a pinch. Buy smart when things are calm, and you grow your stockpile in peace. Wait for panic season, and you're just burning money while your blood pressure spikes. I don't control supply chains, I control readiness. My plan is simple and proven. Stock what I actually shoot, verify function with the exact lot that lives in the gun, and protect it from heat and humidity like it's life support. Because in a crisis, it is. The pillars don't change. 12 gauge for decisive rooms, .22 LR to keep skills cheap and sharp, 9mm for the pistol I carry, 5.56 or .223 for the carbine that solves problems across the property, and .308 or 7.62 for wind. Distance and barriers layer in disciplined storage, FIFO rotation, and a monthly budget that ignores headlines. And I'm never at the mercy of an empty shelf again. That's not paranoia. That's responsibility under the Second Amendment, backed by data and practice, Texas style. When the next wobble hits 2025 or beyond, my household won't be waiting in line. We'll be training, legal, and ready.